support to the territorial integrity of Ukraine is so strong. The international community should speak as one voice against this violation of international law. We believe that Crimea platform will serve as an effective forum to show our commitment and solidarity. Under the present circumstances, there is no easy solution to this problem. And unfortunately, the international system, including the UN mechanism, is not well designed to resolve it. Still, peaceful resolution through diplomacy is only the way. And this requires effective coordination. And this summit marks an important start to coordinate our efforts to achieve a peaceful and lasting solution. Crimea is Ukraine.
We can speak to journalist and political analyst Ryan Chilcote, who's here for us live in London. Ryan, good to see you. So let's talk about the importance of this summit. The goal is to somehow return Crimea to Ukraine. But it's been 7 years now, and despite all the international pressure, there's been very little movement on that front.
That's right. I mean, you heard the Turkish foreign minister there talking about how there's a need to be united. And I don't think there is an issue of the countries being united against Russia on Ukraine and the annexation of Crimea. The issue is that when you build a coalition, when you build international coalition for something like this, obviously you revert to the lowest common denominator of support. And the reality is that there just isn't amongst many nations a lot of support for really harsh sanctions that would really change the calculus on the ground. The Kremlin, the current leadership, Vladimir Putin, is never going to give up Crimea peacefully. It doesn't matter how much you negotiate. So, yes, there is a united coalition, as the foreign minister there was talking about, but they're not going to achieve anything when it comes to Crimea while Vladimir Putin is president.
What about President Zelensky's assertion that human rights are being violated in Crimea? I mean, do we know what's going on there, and does that add any ammunition to this?
Look, I think there is something to that argument for sure. Of course, there were Ukrainian nationals that lost their property there. There were Crimean Tatars, ethnic Tatars that live there that have been seen some of their rights, come under pressure when the Russians moved in 2014. But the reality is that the Kremlin has turned Crimea into sort of what it was back in Soviet day for many Russians. It's a tourist destination. So as the Ukrainian president pointed out, it is a huge military hub, but it also functions as this place where Russians, particularly during COVID, right, who couldn't travel abroad, are now going back like they did, like their parents did 30, 40, 50 years ago. And they don't see it like that at all. They see it as a great place, albeit a more expensive place to go on vacation than, say, going abroad to Turkey.
So at the end of the day, we have some 40 countries at this summit showing support for Ukraine, presumably putting a bit of pressure on Russia. But do you expect anything concrete to come out of this?
No, and I think that's the big issue here. So we heard the EU president say that the European Union was reaffirming its support for Crimea as part of Ukraine, unwavering, really. I mean, the fact of the matter is that the European Union is only as strong as the European countries are united. Angela Merkel, the German chancellor, was just in Moscow on Friday for talks with Vladimir Putin. Obviously, if you really want to isolate someone, you don't go to meet them in their home and hold talks with them. And she is pursuing the Nord Stream pipeline that would take natural gas directly from Russia to Germany, bypassing potentially, if the Russians want, down the road, Ukraine, depriving Ukraine potentially of, say $1.5 billion worth of revenue every year. And if the EU wants to be strong, it also needs the United States on board. It doesn't just need to be united amongst itself, amongst its own countries. And the fact of the matter is that Biden, who was pressuring Merkel, and Trump, who was pressuring Merkel, Biden's no longer doing that. He basically is okay for this pipeline to go forward. And he himself met with Vladimir Putin, the first president to do that in a good long while after annexation, to try and kind of restart relations. So, no, I don't see much coming of this. 10 years, 15 years out, post Vladimir Putin, maybe. but it seems unlikely in the short term.
Ryan, thank you. Ryan Chilcote there.